Oro-Medonte Council met today for the first time since Barrie's mayor presented Springwater with an updated boundary expansion proposal. CTV's Christian Avino has had a very busy day. He was at the meeting earlier and now joins us live. Christian, what can you share tonight?
Well, Sarah, you mentioned it right there. Of course, Barrie Mayor Alex Nuttall made headlines earlier this month when he and Springwater Mayor Jennifer Coughlin struck a shared principles agreement over the ongoing boundary talks. Now today, the other partner in all this, Oro-Medonte, had its own proposal from Barrie that was discussed. Now, as you can see here in these images, of course, council chambers were packed widely with residents in opposition to any potential agreement that could have been found today. Barrie's proposal, according to the letter that was addressed to council, reflected an agreement that was in line with the city of St. Thomas and Central Elgin, in which the city of Barrie would pay about $1.275 million to the township annually over the course of 5 years in exchange for cash. And Barrie is looking for about 850 acres of land to develop in return, and as well would provide about 935 units of servicing capacity over 10 years.
Our focus is to get jobs and housing in places that they aren't currently. As you know, my real push has been the focus on jobs to ensure that if you live in the city of Barrie, you don't have to work in Toronto.
Is it a fulsome proposal? Not to the fullest degree we want. The financials aren't there. A bunch of elements or key pillars within what the proposal should have were lacking. But you know what, that's fine. The process will flesh this stuff out over time.
So as you heard there from Oro-Medonte's mayor, it was thanks but no thanks, Barrie, and that was a unanimous sentiment shared by council today. However, it wasn't an outright rejection, as the township also included its own principles that it wants to hammer out first before any real negotiating of what a boundary deal could look like. However, it wants to do that at the facilitator province table with the facilitator that the province has granted. However, it wants to be able to do this all and find a deal outside of that before the province has to intervene, like it says it wants for all municipalities involved to do. Reporting live here, I'm Christian Davino. Sarah, I'll send it back to you.
A lot of good information there. Thanks very much, Christian.